There are underground tunnels that are under the schools, elementary, junior, and high schools all over the place. They exist everywhere.
You've been in
I'm
them.
sorry?
You've seen
Yes.
these? You've been in these?
Yes.
Where do
Yes,
they
they lead to amusement parks, they lead to hospitals, cemeteries, schools, celebrity homes, psychic shops. They lead everywhere.
You mentioned in one of your previous interviews that it's like a whole other world down there. Can you
Yes,
describe it to us? What happens down there?
Yes, there's every means of transportation. There's every walk of life. There's cities. There's different air.
The feds have finally dropped the long-awaited photos from their raid on Diddy's mansion last year. And it's worse than anyone imagined. Turns out his lavish estate wasn't just a party spot. It allegedly had dedicated rooms for twisted activities and even underground tunnels. And get this, according to reports, people were allegedly being kept there against their will, manipulated into unspeakable situations with high-profile figures. This bombshell lines up with what Ali Carter has been saying for years, and the details are beyond disturbing. She claimed Diddy allegedly forced these individuals into horrifying conditions, making them sleep in filth, and in some cases, consume it. The accusations go as far as saying he would allegedly record these horrific acts for his own pleasure.
One time he locked me in containers with his shipment of kids. There were kids in there that didn't speak English. There were kids that were sick and that were already dying. There were babies. There were babies that were 6 years old, and I'll never forget them just crying, and everybody was just staring at them.
For the longest time, Ali's claims were brushed off. But when she recently posted a video calling out how victims have been reduced to internet jokes instead of receiving justice, people started taking her words seriously. And that's not all. Diddy was reportedly hosting something known as Pig Night, a twisted ritual inspired by none other than Hugh Hefner. This whole situation is beyond dark, and with the feds cracking down, more shocking revelations could be coming. Sources say that Hugh Hefner had a well-known routine, sitting at the head of the table, smoking his signature pipe, while women mingled with Hollywood's elite. These women weren't just there for the atmosphere. They were allegedly raided, given quick medical checks, and then discreetly escorted away for private meetings with high-profile guests. Mansion insiders knew exactly what this twisted tradition was called behind closed doors, but Hefner reportedly insisted that the women were never to be called by that demeaning name, at least not to their faces.
Everybody was just staring at each other. Nobody knew whether or not to move. I was freaked out. And I got up and I held her. And they opened the truck and they took her from me. Because they said she was already sick. And they killed her. Her name was Bailey.
Now, here's where things take a horrifying turn. Allison has alleged that Diddy took inspiration from Hefner's notorious gatherings, but in a way far more sinister. The claims suggest that his version of the night involved young individuals who were reportedly forbidden from eating anything at all. Why? Because according to allegations, Diddy and his people didn't want them throwing up due to what they were being subjected to. And here's the most disturbing part. Reports claim that certain individuals in Diddy's circle had an unsettling obsession, allegedly manipulating food intake to control bodily functions for their own twisted satisfaction. These accusations are beyond disturbing. And with more details surfacing, the full scope of what went down behind closed doors could be even more horrifying than we know. Allison didn't stop there. She went on to accuse major celebrities like Tyra Banks, Megan Fox, and even Steve Harvey of allegedly being involved in this dark and disturbing world. According to her, when Diddy's name started getting dragged through the mud, these stars were suddenly jetting out of the US to countries with no extradition treaties.
There are kids in there from Africa, from Mexico, and there was a bunch of trucks. And they divvied everybody out like fucking retail. One person, she wouldn't stop crying, so they said that they would just send her off to somebody who was already sick, that had AIDS, that was gonna die soon, because she wouldn't shut up.
Just in case their names got caught up in the firestorm. It was a classic escape move, just like Russell Simmons. Now, some people might be wondering, why believe Allison? Well, remember when folks doubted Jaguar Wright? At first, her claims sounded wild, but then, boom, proof started surfacing, and it turned out she was telling the truth about Diddy all along. And here's the kicker. Allison started speaking out just weeks after Jaguar made her own shocking revelations about the industry. But hold on, because this gets even wilder. When the feds raided Diddy's mansion last year, the stuff they found reportedly lined up exactly with what Allison had been exposing. Remember the reports? Investigators uncovered an insane stash of illicit items, narcotics, over 1,000 bottles of baby oil and lubricant, and even an underground tunnel that allegedly connected straight to the Playboy mansion. If these claims are true, we're looking at one of the darkest scandals in Hollywood history. According to the indictment, Diddy wasn't just attending these wild gatherings, he was allegedly orchestrating them. The documents claim he arranged and directed these so-called freak-offs with the help of members and associates from Combs Enterprises. And it gets worse. They allegedly transported individuals across state lines and even internationally to take part in these disturbing events. These freak-offs weren't just occasional, they reportedly happened regularly, sometimes stretching for days and involving multiple workers at a time.
This is not the way I wanted to come on this live. I'm tired. I can't even fucking hide it. I'm tired. Woo! Do it. There's somebody threatening us right now in a way that I'm just like, you know what? Do it. Do it. Do you understand what I'm saying? Do it. Do it. You can't take any more that you have already fucking taken. So do it.
But here's where it gets even darker. Diddy allegedly supplied victims with a cocktail of controlled substances, keeping them in a dazed, compliant state. And without their knowledge, he was reportedly recording everything, secretly filming these encounters for his own personal use. The aftermath of these events was just as twisted. Both Diddy and the victims would allegedly receive IV fluids to help them recover from the intense physical toll and the drugs they had been given. And just when you thought this scandal couldn't get any crazier, one of the internet's messiest YouTubers managed to sneak into Diddy's abandoned freak-off mansion. What they uncovered? Chilling.
The FBI found a tunnel this morning at the mansion of famous rapper Diddy in Los Angeles. After receiving an anonymous tip from neighbors, agents rushed to the scene. During their search, they uncovered a tunnel beneath the carpet in Diddy's bedroom. Despite the family's pleas not to enter,
The tunnels, the secret rooms. Everything was exactly as Allison described. The furniture, the eerie decorations, the overall setup, it all matched her claims to the letter. The whole place was drenched in red, giving off an unmistakable dark, demonic energy. Just watching the footage, you could feel the weight of the twisted things that had gone down in that room. The level of disturbance in that space? Unbelievable. Things are getting even wilder because now a guy on TikTok named K. Dot, who claims to be R. Kelly's estranged son, has come forward with a shocking story. According to him, he ended up at one of Diddy's infamous freak-offs when he was just a kid. K. Dot says he used to be close friends with Diddy's son, Christian Combs, and would regularly hang out at their house. But one night, during what he thought was just another visit, he accidentally walked in on something he was never supposed to see. He claims Diddy spotted him immediately, made him watch two men getting intimate, and even asked him if he liked what he saw. But here's where it gets even crazier. While this was happening, K. Dot says he saw another door open, and out walked Meek Mill, August Alsina, and Soulja Boy after allegedly spending hours inside. If what K. Dot is saying is true, then what really went on in Diddy's house is beyond anything we've imagined. And with law enforcement already closing in, it's only a matter of time before everything gets exposed. And here's the real kicker. Diddy's trial is just days away. Which means we're about to get all the inside details about what was really happening behind closed doors. Buckle up, because this is about to get even messier. As always, people have a lot to say about this. One person questioned, if all this really happened, why wasn't it reported sooner? But others were quick to fire back. She's been exposing this for years. She has a massive following, and she's been speaking on it forever. This isn't new. Another commenter put it bluntly, I believe her. She's way too accurate. And let's not forget, Allison was literally speaking in the dark, keeping her surroundings hidden for a reason. But now, with this trial coming up, the big question is, what else is going to be revealed? Will we finally get the full truth about everything Diddy has allegedly been up to? I want to hear from you. Do you think Allison is telling the truth? Are more names about to be exposed? And most importantly, do you think this trial is going to shake the industry to its core? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more updates. You don't want to miss it.